Hey, my friend, this is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios, mobile studios here. I just wanted to come to you with this quick video. I am the author of Smart Real Estate Wholesaling and Real Estate Money Secrets. You can download any one of those books by simply going to smartrealestatewholesaling.com. You can download it for free. Now, today I'm talking to you about micro flipping real estate. 3 grave mistakes that I've seen people make over and over again, and I wish I could save more people. Some people have to make tons of mistakes, waste a lot of money before they come to me, they find me, and then I have to help them. Okay, but if you're listening to me and you haven't made that mistake yet and you're trying to engage in micro flipping of real estate, then lucky you, because these 3 mistakes right here, if you can avoid it, will save you tens of thousands of dollars, and it will save you literally years, okay, of heartache, of mistakes and terrible obstacles that you can absolutely avoid. And that's what I wanted to share with you here today. And the first mistake I want to share with you is this: the pursuit of perfection. Let me tell you something. Getting started in real estate, any form of real estate, and of course macro flipping real estate, is a leap of faith. I have to tell you, there is no other way around it. I'm sorry if you have my type of personality where you want all the ducks to be lined up in a row in the perfect way. Everything must, I need to know everything I'm getting into. I need to know up front. If you have that kind of personality, I'm just like you. I used to be like that. I am still like that. I'm a recovering perfection addict, and I have to tell you, it's not a profitable attitude to have about business and life. Okay, you have to just jump off the cliff at some point. Okay, and the earlier the better. The more you're actually going to learn, the more mistakes you make, funny enough, ridiculously in a twisted way, right? It really doesn't make sense. Your natural instincts may want to kick against it, but you have to jump off the cliff at some point. It's a leap of faith, regardless of how much you know. In fact, the more you know, the worse it can get sometimes. In fact, you don't want to know too much, because if you know too much, you may have to unlearn some of that stuff. So the first mistake, grave mistake that most people make, is the pursuit of perfection. Second mistake that most people make when it comes to micro flipping is confusing resources with resourcefulness. What do I mean by that? Resources is that you have everything you need to get going. Resourcefulness is, it's an attitude. It's like, I'll figure it out. Okay, you will figure it out, especially at the point where you need it. You will figure it out. Most things you're going to write down on a piece of paper that you think you need, you probably don't need. Well, that's besides the point. But we're talking about resources and resourcefulness. If you must need it, if you really need it to win in the game of micro flipping real estate, you will figure it out. You will become resourceful. You will ask, who has it? Who owns it? How do I get access to it? And the real question is something we learned a long time ago from the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. As successful people, we don't say we can't. We don't use that language, I can't. What you say is, how can I? You ask questions. You keep asking questions. You still want to say you can't. You say, what do you mean you can't? There's no such thing as you can't, especially if you're a person of faith. There's no such thing as impossible. Right? There's no such thing as impossible. And it's the same thing in business. It's the same thing in every relationship that you care about. Everything is possible. It's just a matter of you being determined enough. It's a matter of you wanting it enough. And if you want it enough, if there's a will, there's a way. Okay? You just need enough will to be able to create a way. And that's the difference between having all the resources and resourcefulness. The only thing that's required in this game is being resourceful, and it's an attitude. Really, it's not really a thing. It's not a physical, tangible thing. Everything else can be figured out, right? You need more money, you'll figure it out. You need tools, you'll figure it out. You need pen, piece of paper, a computer, a laptop, a mobile device. You'll figure those things out. But you won't figure those things out if you have an attitude of, I need to have all the resources first. Well, you'll be figuring it out and life will just pass you by. But if you're resourceful, you will ask the right type of question. You will say, how can I, right? And you keep asking enough people, and eventually you find your way to Google, and you ask Google, Well, Google will tell you, right? Just because you had that attitude in the first place, right? So the second grave mistake that you can make when it comes to micro flipping real estate is confusing resources with resourcefulness. The third grave mistake you can make is trying to solve problems that you don't have. Okay, so let's say, for example, you're trying to get started macro flipping real estate. What is macro flipping real estate, by the way? It just means you're able to flip real estate without being directly or physically involved in the piece of real estate. You can do that how? By learning how to market, by learning how to build a lead pipeline. You can build a lead pipeline on the end of buyers, and you can build a lead pipeline on the end of sellers. It's really, really that simple. And you can do all of that with one laptop and a decent internet connection. We cover all of that and how to do that step by step. If you go to 11dayschallenge.com, you can set all that up in 11 days. But that's it right there. But here's the thing, it's a process. Okay, it's not that much of a long process. Like I just said, it's 11 days. But here's the problem: if you're trying to figure out what happens on 11 days on day one, that is the problem. Okay, you're trying to solve a problem that you actually don't have, and that creates a problem. Okay, but the problem is that you don't have a problem. All you have to do is take the first step. Take the first step. What is the first step in front of you? I don't know where to get started. Great. Pick up the book. The books are free. SmartRealEstateWholesaling.com. Read the book. Solve that problem first. I don't know where to get started. Find out where to get started. Stop trying to learn everything in stage 5 of flipping real estate from home. Stop trying to learn how to structure the deal, how to double close. Learn how to generate leads first. You don't have that problem. The problem you have is generating your first lead. And if you can use that attitude in your business, you will win. But that's a grave mistake to try to sort everything out up front. If you notice, all 3 mistakes, they're basically surrounding all of that, right? Number 1, pursuit of perfection. You will fail just by doing that. Number 2, confusing resources with resourcefulness. Number 3, solving problems that you don't have. Focus on the problem in front of you right now, solve it, and then when you get to the next step, you will solve that problem too, just by learning how to solve one layer of problem at a time. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. Like I said, if you want more lessons like this, just go to myEmpirePRO.com/blog. If you want my free books, there are 2 free books I want to give to you: Smart Real Estate Wholesaling and Real Estate Money Secrets. Just go to smartrealestateWholesaling.com. And if you are looking for a quick start guide, step by step, and get started and get going so you can set up your lead pipeline, that's the only thing that's really important. If you figure this part out, everyone else in the business will worship you because you're creating business for them. Just go to 11dayschallenge.com. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.